Good afternoon, Ngozi Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today, I am with Claudia Passa. How are you, Claudia?
I'm very well. Thank you, Nomsa. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So our topic today is it's all about dating a single, dating at the age of 40, and dating over 40. This midlife and dating needs to find love. So I use somebody who is out there, who is over 40 and single. And if you are that person, you are not alone. So in this video, we are going to talk about the common myth about dating and love over 40. The dating world can be scary, and it can be a scary place for everyone that is over 40. But with a little knowledge and some patience, you can find love. So in this video, we're going to share some few tips. And Claudia, I know you chose this topic. And what motivated you to change this topic? And was it because of the clients, or please share with our audience?
Yes, absolutely. It's because of the clients I have in the coaching practice as well. It's just like I wanted, just like to bring some light in regards to some misconceptions and things we believe, or like myths as well, for like dating in the 40s and so on. It's just like, just to share a bit and to, just like to actually explain them a bit better. One of them, for example, is there are no good men out there for me. It's just like, it's like something you do hear, or you've believed maybe as well at some point in your life, like you yourself, or even have some friends, like friends in your life, and you've heard them saying this about, the dating. So it's just like, obviously as well here, the thing is as well, if we believe something, then the outer world is going to reflect this as well back to us. This is how it works, so therefore it's like, it's just really good as well to bring some of these outdated beliefs, myths up, so that we can just like erase them as well one for all. Because in the reality as well, I mean, no good men or women are out there for me. And if you really ask yourself, is this actually really the highest truth, of all the people on this planet? Are there really no good men or women out there for me? And if you ask yourself this question, you can actually get into the you already get the sensation and the answer that actually it's no, it's like not true. It's just something we might have come up with because of some of our experiences that we have been trying as well to get back into the dating game, and just like and then we didn't attract the right match, the right person as well. But then as well, we have to go as well a bit deeper and like to see as well, have we been clear as well in regards to what it is we are looking for at this stage in our life as well? Because obviously as well, dating when we were 20 has been a bit different. Back then I was interested in the looks more than today. Today it's more about the character, and as well about just the person itself rather than the looks. Obviously the chemistry is important too, but it's just like it comes as well at with some experience in life as well. The chemistry comes as well together with the personality and the character of the person. So this is how I experience this today in my 40s, in my life. So what's like some myth you have come up with from your clients, and what do they believe about dating later on again? Oh, you're silent.
Yeah, it's very when it comes to dating industry, and mostly dating up, I think when you go through a matchmaker, everything becomes really easy because you don't have to worry about your age. You only get to be selected people your age. So, but the myth that people have, like what you were saying, that there's no good men out there, the fact that there's a good woman or there's a good man, that means that there is somebody that is searching for you. That's my belief anyway. But women over 40, men that are over 40, they always believe that when they go to dating apps, apparently men are looking for younger women. And there are some women who are looking for younger men. So to me, at the end of the day, when it comes to dating, dating is all about what you can bring to that person as a person. If you have the whole package, it's like us with matchmakers. When we are searching for a man, I'm a matchmaker for men. So when I looking for a man, a woman for my man, I don't care how beautiful you look. There's one thing that I'm interested in, what's on the inside of you, because you could find a beautiful young woman, but the sooner they open their mouth, you are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So you want a woman who's got brains, who has got the whole package. You want a man who's got the whole package. The man might be handsome, but maybe what's on the inside, that person is not greater. So to me, every man out there that they're listening, you don't have to label yourself with your age. I know there are some women, when they come to me, they're like, but I'm 40, but I'm 30 something. I feel like I'm running out of time. And I'm like, let's go jogging. And then we see whether we are running out of time. So it doesn't matter how old, age, it doesn't define you. How old you are. If you're 40, there's a 40-year-old who's looking for you, somebody who's looking for you. We live in this world, the universe is so big, really, really, really big. So if you go online and you find somebody, you struggle to actually find somebody, it's only what matters is your profile. If you go on dating apps, if I was go to a dating apps now and create my profile, I have loads of people wanting to actually meet, but some of them, there will be people wasting my time. But in those 1,000 or 200, there will be loads and loads of people wanting to really get to know you. It's all about writing your profile, just be as honest as possible. It cannot be boring. And most of the time, people, they say they're looking for love, but they don't have time. When you're looking for love, it's more like you're writing a CV. When you go to an employment, you send your CV. The person that selects your CV, they can see that you took time to actually create the CV. You took time to explain your qualifications, what you can bring to the company and why the company should employ you. So the dating industry is the same. So sometimes I find get women, or sometimes they put a profile, they will send a profile with their families. I'm like, that's not serious. If you send me your profile with a family member, what am I going to do with it? That means you're not serious. But if you take time, your profile, and don't Photoshop your pictures when you're putting your profiles on the dating, because the person has to actually meet the real you. Just put your profile out there. But the message that you put, everybody has a fun side of them. Everybody has this adventurous in them. Just be honest as possible. Some women, you find they are 40, they'll put 30 age because they believe that their age, they are too old. I'm 45 years old. I am proud of being 45. And if I was to tell somebody that I'm 20, I don't want to be 20. At the age of 25, I was confused. But now, like Claudia, you said, now we know exactly what we want. We don't go for the looks. The looks is something that comes with it. But for me, when I'm dating a man at my age, I want to know what's on the inside of a person. I'm a businesswoman. I want to know if this person is going to hold my hand through good times, through tough times, not tell me who I cannot be. So those are the things that I want. I want to know if I can take this person to my mama and say, Mommy, this is the person that I'm dating. And will this person be able to get along with my family? That's what I'm interested in. Or will they be able to get along with me? And first, I have to get along with myself. So those are there's so many things that people, when they're getting into dating, they worry about their age. Age should be the last thing that you worry about, because you're beautiful as you are. If you go on YouTube, I don't know, Claudia, have you ever found these people that gets interviewed? They're like 100 and something. They are proud of who they are, and they are 80 something. They're still looking young. They are proud. So why shouldn't you be proud of who you are? Over to you, Claudia.
Yeah, and as you did say as well, some of these comparisons and beliefs as well, if we do some digging, actually they go back as well to feeling I'm not good enough, or low self-esteem as well. And you might be a successful man or woman as well in your career, yes, and confident in your career, yes, we get that. But then on some levels, sometimes as well, we can still have a bit of a low self-esteem when it comes back to dating again, you know, yeah? So just like this is as well good to identify and to understand and to see this and to get awareness as well about it, because when we have this belief as well, I'm not good enough, we could be, I've been like this actually too in the past, you know, I was just like posing, you know, you felt like the other person might have thought actually as well that I'm not worthy to be with them. Some weird stories, okay, I had back then. It's just like all these things, and we just make them up. It's just stuff we make up, you know, and what do we know about what's really going on, you know? But like it's just like it stems from the belief I'm not feeling good enough, you know. So just like as well, just please be aware if it's something as well that you have inside of you, a story, and which keeps you, which keeps you as well a bit like a bit shy and not feeling worthy and confident as well of being out there and to do the dating as well. Because in the end as well, the truth is that we are all magnificent, and just because it is us, you know, and if we really understand this and incorporate this feeling, you can already see that you'd be sitting in front of the date, totally different energy, rather than trying to pose to feel good, to feel worthy, even though you might have some doubts inside of you. It's just like two different stories, yeah. That's actually as well important. Something what you said, okay, yes, it's too late as well, you know, that people think they're too late, they're too old, okay, so it's too late for me. It's like another myth as well, you know, oh no, you know, I'm not going to do it again, you know, I'm too old, it's too late for me. So again, there's so many, and if you believe this, so then just please look around as well and go for some living examples in real life where you can see that people still found love in their 50s, 40s, and 60s, and so on. Because the mind always is looking for evidence, is as well something for you to look out. If you have a belief, look out for the proof that this is not the truth as well. And if you open your eyes and go out as well and see, you can actually understand that this is just a story as well to keep you limited. Something as well which can keep you limited when you do want to go out there and do some dating is like the ego, where it can come up as well with some stories where you can feel fearful about going out there again. But again, here it's something as well to understand that the ego tries as well to keep you still in your comfort zone again, you know, and will come up with stories and ideas where you feel like, oh my God, it's too scary to go out there again, you know. Yeah, it's just like these are all little tiny things to be aware of, so that we can, because they will come up, believe me, expect them actually as well to come up, but then you understand them, you are aware of them, and then they are not such a big hindrance as well for you to go out there actually as well and to do the next step and the next step and so on. So yeah.
I love that, Claudia, when you talk about fear. I think fear is always going to scare us off, but you have to understand that fear is not welcome in your heart. There's a song that says fear is not welcome in my heart, that we normally sing at our gospel choir. And every time when we sing that song, sometimes people cry, because there are some people that they've labeled themselves. And if you tell yourself that, you know what, I'm dating, I want to go in dating, but at the same time, I'm just going to enjoy myself and see how things go. Because at the end of the day, we don't get to decide to actually talk ourselves out of our blessings. We don't have a right to do that. The only right we have is to get ready and claim our blessings. And that's how I understand about life. If we say, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, who is good enough then for dating? And some people, they say, you know what, I go to these men, they want to have sex, they want to have this. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you meet somebody on these dating apps, if you can't afford a matchmaker, because a matchmaker is not cheap. But at the same time, if you go online dating, you have to go with this mindset of, I'm going to find the person that I want to meet, I want to meet, and also tell the universe what you're looking for. Tell God to look out for you what you're looking for, and don't just message anybody. These people that are wasting time, you will know that, like in your heart, like the energy in your heart, you will know if people are serious, if some people, they are not serious. And some people, like if you are talking to somebody and 1 minute they want to talk to you, and then the next they don't want to talk to you, and then you're chasing them, that means they're not interested. If anybody, Claudia, you have to look at your character. Like, let's say, Claudia, you go online, you don't want to waste anybody's time, you want to speak to them. If you like them, you want to meet them. So that's what happens online. If you see somebody, they're not interested, they're playing mind games. Why following that mind games? Sometimes I hear women or men, they're like, I've been chatting to this girl, but just move on. Just move on. Don't let anybody waste your time. If you go online, you message somebody, if they want to meet you, the only thing you need to avoid is taking some stories online, like you spend 10 days chatting to one person without meeting them. I'm a matchmaker. If I send a man an introduction, if I send them an introduction, they're not allowed to text each other. The first contact is email, because you can't just ring somebody, they might be at work. The first contact is a man, they introduce themselves to a woman through email. Once the woman replies to that email, when it goes with a man, because the woman is already expecting the man to contact her. So a man is emailing her, introducing himself and saying, do you have time to talk? Or if not, here's my off days. I'm off on these days. Let me know what you think, if we can arrange it to go on a date. When I'm sending a profile, the profile is already for them to meet. So there is no time to tell the story, like to chat. So it's meeting up. You have to arrange to meet up. If I send a profile on Monday, if the guy is not away, is in the area, I expect them to meet up with that weekend, 7 days maximum, but there's no chat. Because when you chat to somebody online, you're wasting time. So we chat to you if we see that we are the first thing that when we communicate, we introduce ourselves on the app. Nomsa, where are you based? I'm based in Oxfordshire. You already know my age, confirm my age. So what kind of things do I like? We talk. These the things that I like. That moment when you're chatting to somebody, you should be able to know whether this person, they like you, they don't. Because if you're chatting for 10 days, 20 days, and you've never met the guy, or you've never met the woman, what else are they doing? Wasting time. So with matchmaking, we don't do that. We actually send the introduction to a woman, and we send the introduction to a man. When the woman receives her introduction, there's a name on the introduction, the surname is not there, because they will start Googling people and making decisions as well. Because what happens is we live in a very judgmental world. So what I would do is I pick up the phone and explain to the woman what kind of a guy is coming her way. What does he do for work? On that form as well, it tells you what kind of a guy he does for work, where does he live, he owns his own house, he does this, or he lives in a rented accommodation, or he has everything. But the information that is missing is his second name and his family name. Because we don't want somebody, when they receive an introduction and they go on Facebook, they go on LinkedIn, and they start snooping on people. So when they meet each other is when they tell each other their full name, if they like each other. But if they feel they are not connected, then they leave it the way it is. So if I meet the guy, if I like the guy, that's when I'm going to introduce myself. By the way, my surname is this. That's how we do it. Matchmaking, if you go to any matchmakers, they don't find a man and then you take it 10 days. What are you chatting with that person you don't know? So in order for you, anybody can pretend to be somebody online. So for me, what I'll advise any man out there or any woman, don't waste time chatting online, listening to life story. You could be chatting to somebody that is not who they say they are. So if this person is real, they sound really exciting, go on a date, meet them. Claudia, you mentioned the fear as well, that fear is going to be there. Fear is going to be there. So that's why at Ngozi Talk Shows, we talk about image. Image is not something you create because you want to go on a date. Image, it has to be something that is created permanent. The aftershave that you use is not the aftershave that you create, you buy because you want to smell nice, you're going on a date. It's the aftershave that you need to use permanent. That is part of you. So it gives you confidence. The clothes that you wear, we don't wear clothes because we are going on dates. If we ask matchmakers, we meet you, and if you feel that you need help with some changing your wardrobe, that thing that you want to change, is part of your identity, is something that you've already, when we go, we don't look at things and say, this is nice. You get to decide yourself, and you decide the style that is already in your heart. to choose it and you wear it with grace so that when you go out. So you should always look after number one. And when you look after number one, when you get to age of 40 or 50, it's not going to make any difference because that's part of you. I don't know about you, Claudia. I feel that people should always know their identity. You should work on your identity. You should work on your image.
Yeah.
When it comes to fear, work on your confidence. And if you come to a matchmaker, you don't have to fear, because fear is something that will hold your hands through dark times. But that is missing on the dating apps. You don't have anyone supporting you. But with the matchmakers like Claudia's and everybody else, they all support you. And also the other thing we have, like, let's say if you're not confident, we have women or men that can take you on a date, or myself. If you're not confident, you can pay me. I go out with you. I teach you how to be confident, how to approach women. But I don't teach you like in a way where you have to communicate with women. I meet you in a restaurant. I meet you, like, let's say, in a restaurant. And when I meet you, you don't know me. So you have to communicate like you don't know me, even if we have spoken before. So when you meet there, like if you don't know the girl, how do you communicate? So yeah, we communicate. And I motivate you to communicate. And then when we finish, that is whether it's a mini date, when we finish. And how do we arrange the date? You have to pretend like I'm the girl you just met. And then if you feel that, okay, this conversation has gone well, you've got to make it real. Arrange a second date. But I'm not going to go on a second date with you, just a training. So we do that at Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency is there. So if you decide to come and join and you're 40, over 40, you're worried about communications and you're worried about to start a conversation, where do I begin? There's a program where you can hire somebody for the night and they'll help you out. Over to you, Claudia.
Yeah. As you said as well, look always after number one.
Yeah.
And this is as well tied to, I might lose myself again in a relationship because in the past I haven't been looking after number one, being in my previous relationships. So this is as well, could be as well like scary thing for you to go out and to go for it again. But like the thing is as well, it's important as well for us, and we have heard it and we understand it as well, hopefully too, that it is a good thing to keep our own friends, to keep our own interests as well. So it's not everything about them. It is us first. So we are number one, and that we find as well a few things for us that we can still keep this as well and not losing ourselves in the relationship. And then we just but this is as well a thing in regards to not knowing our boundaries, like in the past, we did not know them. We wanted to be loved and adored in everything, so, and by having this desire from outside, wanting to be loved, we might not have had like good boundaries as well with that person in the past. It's but okay, hopefully we can see this today, what's been going on then, and we have learned some valuable lessons so that we can now go out again and do it differently, know our boundaries as well, and look after us as well, like number one, and to keep their own hobbies and friends and so on. I mean, some of the good things as well, that we are, like in the 40s, that we already had like a few decades in the past, like of life experience, wisdom as well coming with it, learned as well, like good lessons, so that we can keep and take all this knowledge with us now, and to go out and to create something beautiful in the future as well, in regards to a relationship and dating experience as well. So that's actually a good thing, yeah, that we have some wisdom about life already as well. Because looking back as well, these experiences, these not so good experiences in the past, looking back at some later time, we hopefully can see what the good thing was about that experience, which didn't feel positive at all back then. But like coming with time, we do understand things, how it's weaved in as well, you know, like who we have become as well through these experiences. So because as well, like everything is always serving us in some way. So if we have the maturity as well and understand life this way, that everything what we experience serves us in some way, and we go out and this is our approach of life, things are actually turning out to be good for us, and we understand as well why this is happening for us. And another good thing as well in the 40s as well, that you might already have children. So that's a good thing. At least then you don't have the pressure, you know, of like wanting to find someone, because you still want to have this family. It's your biggest desire as well to create a family with someone. So, but again, you are in your 40s, you already have 2 beautiful kids, you know, of your own. So then you don't have this as well, the pressure and the neediness as well of, again, because again, you know, how we do anything is how we do everything. So neediness and feeling pressured doing something, yeah, it's just like not really serving us. So it's just like always a good approach when we feel a bit more that we already have lived a good time in our life as well, and understand as well. And some other good advantage as well is that we understand us as well, being a bit, you know, like later in the 30s, in the 40s as well, so that we do know as well, hopefully, what it is we look now for in the partner, yeah? So like the qualities and the characteristics as well, because of previous experiences where it just was not the case, or we weren't sure about it. But now as well, as we go ahead, that we understand as well what it is we want, because this is a very important factor, that we understand and know what it is we want in the man or in the woman as well. And if you think sometimes we might not know what it is we want, then just look at what it is you don't want anymore from past experiences and flip it to the opposite, because the clarity is always important, no matter which age, you know, it always helps us as well to get the clarity, what it is we want to have in them, in the relationship as well. And this actually is as well one of the very first basic steps to get the clarity.
That, Claudia, having clarity of what you want. And also you mentioned the very, very important thing when you do have children. It is very, very important, if you have children, to communicate with your children. Your children are your best friends. Communicate with them. If you're feeling fear, don't just introduce them to anybody else, to some random people, because the children get confused. So you will know, once you meet somebody, you will know if you can introduce them to your children. And it's very, very important to know. There are some people, when they have kids, they put their children first. They're like, once my children are older, I'm going to start dating. That is putting your life on hold. what you can do is communicate with your children, because I don't think your children will want you to put your life on hold for them. And also finding the right person. I think people, they worry about finding the right person as well when they have children. That's where the universe comes in, or God comes in. Anything you do in life, you can manifest for it. It will come to pass if you are looking for the right person in your life. As long as you don't have a fear, because the universe does not read fear in your heart. God does not read fear in your heart. He can see the fear. If he comes in and he reads the fear, that means you're not ready. To him, you're not ready. Because if you wanted to meet somebody, you got to be ready. You got to work on your confidence. That's why you have coaches that can help you. Or if you are really, really disciplined, you can read books, or you can watch YouTube videos and just do self-work if you are really, really disciplined. Or you can join in challenges. There are some challenge, like some people, they do relationship challenge workshops for free. So you can join all those challenge and just work on yourself, so that when you get out there, you are prepared. You need the tools to get out there and choose the right person. And those tools, your values. Have clarity of who you really are as a person. What are your values? Why are they important to you? Your beliefs. If you are a Christian, date another Christian. If you believe that you want a Christian, it depends on how strong your Christianity is. And any person that you are looking for, believe that they are out there. Sometimes if you're a single person, you have to behave like a single person. There are some people that they are single. When they meet people, they don't want to greet them. So we don't know where God is going to connect us with that person. You might get on the train. Maybe your lover is there, your life partner is there on the train, and they say hello to you, and you're like, oh, okay, what is it what is it with her? What is it with him? Why is he so nice? Maybe when you're walking to town or coffee, your lover is there. So what I'm saying is, if you're single, be single. No confusion. Love to talk to people. You don't have to be desperate. There are people that become desperate. There's a big difference between being desperate and not being desperate. So you just have to live a normal life, Claudia. You know what I mean? It's like nowadays we don't communicate when we go out. People don't communicate with people. They don't have time to communicate. They don't even have time to say hello. It's like they are always like on the go. If you find a nice person, they say hello to you. The woman will look at them. They're like, what is into him? What's wrong with him? Maybe the guy just want to find out if you're single. And guys, approach women. Nowadays, guys don't approach women because they are scared of rejection. If rejection didn't exist, love wouldn't have been existed. So you don't have to worry about being rejected by a woman. Just find out if the woman is single or is not single. If they are single, if you like them, chat to that person, find out where they live. Can you take the woman on a date? When you take the woman on a date, open doors. Behave like a world cultured man. You know what I mean as well. So we don't go on a date. Let's say if a man takes a woman for a date, you take your queen to a date. You have to, when you ask somebody, can I take you on a date? That means you can afford to pay for a meal. The restaurant that you pick is the restaurant where you know you can afford it. So for that first time, pay for the meal. The next time, if there's a next time, the girl will pay for the meal. And nowadays, Claudia, the other thing that clients tell me that when they go on a date with guys always want to go half with the women. They say, okay, when the bill comes, the men would turn around and say, would you mind to pay half of the bill? And the woman, they get confused and they're like, sure, I don't mind. Or sometimes they're like, I don't mind paying for all of it. I don't need to go half. So let me just pay for it. So that's what I'm getting when women go on dates, that nowadays you go on a date, or sometimes the guy will take them on a date. If they pay for a meal, that means they want sex in return. They're like, okay, can I come to your house? And that is disgusting. If any guy that is watching, if you can pay for a woman's meal and then in return you want sex, that's not good. So I always say to my clients, and then you find these women, very educated women, well established, they are successful. And when they meet a guy, they argue with the guy. The guy wants to take the bill, they argue them, I'm independent. Don't argue with a man. You have to let a man be a man. And most of this, it puts the guys off. Man likes to feel like a man. I know we are women, we are independent, but sometimes you, as a woman, you have to let the guy take the lead. Let them think they're taking the lead anyway. Let the guy take the lead the way. If you find a well-cultured man that says, okay, I like you, I want to get to know you, and they are willing on that first date to pay for the meal, let them pay for the meal. And if you feel that you want to spoil this guy, then you can arrange, you can get home after after the dinner. If you want to, you're meeting each other again, you can look at the area, maybe where you live, or maybe somewhere, ask the guy what he likes, surprise him, book something for him, for you and him, and just go, maybe a meal, or just go. You don't have to argue with the guys. That's why these days, guys, when they come to a matchmaker, they're like, Nomsa, please find me a woman. I'm fed up with this woman that when I meet, they tell me that they are independent. They tell me, I just want a woman that wants to be treated like a woman. So I'm like, can't you find them yourself? They're like, no. When you meet them, I'm a very, very successful man. I don't have time to be arguing with the women and they tell me that I am independent, I am successful. Yes, you are successful, but let me just spoil you for one day. One day is not going to make any difference. So yeah, sometimes it's the biggest thing that puts men off. They like to approach women, but we have some other things in mind. Well, what relationship should be. If you look at the older generation, a men who just, when they like the girl, they'll approach the girl and they go for picnic, take the girl for picnic, and they'll sweep their feet and tell them stories about themselves, and the girl falls in love. But nowadays, it doesn't happen. When men try to approach women, they're like, oh, what is it to him? Is he on drugs or something? If a guy wants to talk to you, just stop and listen to what he has to say. That's what we do, matchmakers. That's how we find clients. By snooping on men, we find the clients, or sometimes you go out in a restaurant, you see the guy, and we go and approach them. That's how we headhunt. Are you single? And if the guy says single, then I talk to him. Then in the next thing, I want him to join my agency. And that could be a woman doing that for free, but they don't do it. Over to you, Claudia.
Yeah. as you already said as well, in regards to dating and to actually finally meet and to do something, you know, like to meet up, yeah. That's yeah, just like it's a good thing as well, to go out there and to do something about it. So action, yeah, not just yeah, just like wanting to be back out there and not doing much about it. So we have to as well, like to go out there and to mingle with people and to talk with men and with women as well. And by doing so as well, we can actually see it as well as practicing to get a bit more confident, you know, yeah, rather than sitting at home and having all these illusions of fear piling up, but we don't do anything about it. Another fun thing as well to go out there and to practice dating at the same time and to talk to them as well. So it's just like, and the thing is as well, all these experiences, the practicing of talking with the other sex, I saw at some point, I just saw as practicing for the real person to come in. So each time in the past when I was still dating and the dates I went on, and they, yeah, just didn't turn into a relationship, but still I looked at it as an experience to lead me to the next thing and to give me as well a bit more confidence in regards to being out there and talking to strange men or to strange women as well, as you might do it as well, right? So speed dating, have you ever tried that, Nomsa? What's your experience? You know, to go out there and to actually speak to people, yeah?
Speed dating, there's actually matchmakers that do the events for dating.
Yeah.
I did go for one of the dating events in Windsor. I think I went there, was it twice or once? I didn't like it because the people there, they all know each other. And it looks like some people, they just go there sometimes for fun. It's not really easy to find people that are serious. And there are some who are serious looking for love. But for me, it felt like it was just a disco night when I went there. But I was chatting to people and it was really nice. It was a beautiful night. But all I will say is if you are really, really looking for love, that's why I always say, number one, you have to be authentic. Like Claudia, before you mentioned comparing your life, you cannot compare your life with anybody else. Authenticity is your magnet force for you to connect with somebody, to understand the dating game, have the strategy. When you're authentic, it means that when you step outside, you will know that also on the inside of me, what's on the inside of me is greater than what's on the outside. I can meet anybody. Your personality, you have to work on your personality and also work on your image. Remove the fake image that people put. People tend to put a fake image and they think it's going to attract somebody. It doesn't. So be as authentic as possible. And when you step outside, walk your walk, talk your talk. Just say hello to people. Have this mindset. It's kind of like, it's like myself, if I'm going out, I talk to people, not because I'm a matchmaker. I talk to people because to me it's normal. If I meet people, I say hello. If somebody wants to say hello, or if I see the guys, I talk to them, not because I want something from them. You don't talk to somebody because you want something from them. So it's just saying hello and talking to people as normal. And you know people that wants to talk to you. You're not gonna just talk to everybody. And where I live in Henley is a bit different than London. In London is very, very busy, but it also very busy. There's loads of single people. So if you are looking for a serious relationship, go to events such as you can go to sports centers where maybe football, if there's a rugby club in your area, you can go to those clubs, go to steakhouse. If you are single, make friends with if you go to a pub, make friends with the barmen. Actually, they're the ones who knows wherever you go. They are the ones who knows who is single, who is not. So if you go there, I've had experiences where people, they go to the bar, they're like every day, their usual people who goes there in that pub, and then somebody walks in and they don't know you, and they're like, oh, who is that? And if you tip the bartender well, tell the bartender, if there's any single guys, nice guys that you know, send them my way, and just put your feet up and read the book. If you tip the bartenders well, they'll bring you a single guys or a single woman, and they'll be like, you see that woman that is standing there? She is single. Do you want to have a chat? And they'll send him your way. That's what you do. Send them my way. If the bartender comes in, or they just let's say you go to the steakhouse and they come and give you your meal, just give them a good tip and say actually you know everybody that comes here. If you know any men, good guys, send them to my table, or good women, send them to my table that are single. They will do it.
Yeah.
Not just everybody. They will pick the nicest person, and because they know the locals, they know what they do for work. You just tell them who you are, what you do for work, and you just sit there and read your book and say, send them my way, but don't tell them that, or you can introduce me to them. So they will do that for you. Wherever you go to maybe watch football, you can connect, you like join some clubs where people hang out, and also believe in yourself, because when you believe in something, know that you're going to meet somebody. For me, is all about the universe. I tell the universe my desires, what I desire in life. I tell God what I desire in life. And with God, you connect me with the person that I'm looking for. So if I was single, all I have to do is my image. I have to create my image, but my image, I'm not creating based on dating. I'm creating the image based on who do I want to be? Who is Nomsa? And when I create that image, I got to get rid of jealousy. Jealousy destroys people's lives when you look at your friends and you don't celebrate them. And the next thing, authenticity, never compare your life with anybody else, and walk your talk. And you don't have to, I've seen sometimes there are some like dating coaches, they will say this is what you can wear, this is what you can wear on this season and things like that. For me, I'm all about authentic. I'm talking about this from my experience. If I wear something that somebody has chosen for me, it doesn't feel comfortable. So everything that I wear is something that I can go with girls shopping. And I'm very, very complicated when it comes to clothes. If I was to go out, I have to look at something once, I have to love it. If somebody convinces me to wear it, that means I'm going to give it to somebody for free. I'm going to spend £100 and give it away. So I might as well not buy it. If I go online, I've not been shopping, I think for 4 years in the shops. I just buy online. If I go online, I know the shape of my body. If I look at the dress, if I like it, I just buy it. And if I buy something, that means I'm not going to wait for somebody to tell me that I'm looking good. It's me that has to admire me. I have to feel that clothing when I'm wearing it. So it's very, very important to be authentic. It's very, very important if you have kids, speak to your kids. If you have spoiled kids who don't want to see you happy, you got to fix it. Get to them a therapist, ask them to talk to a therapist. There are people who've got children who are selfish. And for me, if you see my kids are just kids. They're normal. They know that I have to have a life, as they have a life as well. But there are some people, or sometimes the kids, they had their parents split up, and they've not dealt with that problem properly. So it's very, very important when parents split up, help your children to actually come to terms with the life without their both parents, so that in the future you'll be able to actually get out there and get into dating, back into dating. If you are somebody who's not been into dating for a long time, you don't need to fear, because that person you are meeting, maybe they have not been into dating for a long time as well. But then you have to look at your life and just get out there, put yourself out there, and just meet people based on what you want. When you are a woman, we're looking for a man who is a provider. When you are a man, you are looking for a woman who is a provider. A woman is a provider, a man is a provider. When you meet a man has to have a vision for you as a woman, although you already have a vision how you want to live. But that's why our parents, when they sit down, a man, you introduce them, they're like, so tell me, what plans do you have for my daughter? That's the question you need to ask yourself when you meet the guy. What plans does he have for you? He says he's looking for a woman. So what plans? And men, if you meet a woman that has got money and you have less money, you also don't need to worry about that. And women, if you meet a man who's got loads of money and you have less money, you don't have to worry about that. But the only thing you have to understand is, what does a rich man, how does a rich man behave? Their lifestyle. Rich men, you don't want women who are annoying. Beep, 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 yep, yep, yep. They don't want that. Rich women, well successful, established women, they don't want men who are like this, control freaks, or men who talks too much. They're looking for a woman who is a mentor. So you have to know the mindset, what comes with, okay, let's say somebody is looking for this rich guy. I want to date him, a man who is very successful. I don't want to live in poverty. It's your choice. But you have to read books. What comes with that problem? You got to understand it. It comes with a man having to travel around the world. So what am I going to do if this man travels around the world? If you haven't got children, you can travel with your guy. He goes to work. You go to the local places and visit the places. Or rich guys that don't like women who just sit around and wait for them, by the way. So you got to have something that empowers you. You got to have something. Everything is like it's a business plan. You got to have dating is a business plan. So you have to have in that dating profile, you got to have a plan with what do you desire in life? Why do you desire what you want to desire? If you are 40, obviously you've had kids, maybe your children are like age of 10 or 8, or maybe even if they are younger. So you'll be looking at somebody either who's got children who understand your situation, or somebody who hasn't got children. That's also fine. But you need to date, if it's a woman like Claudia, your man has got kids, you don't. But you have the mindset of how to deal with the kids. You love the kids, so you have to date a woman that loves the kids. But if you date a woman whose job is to go to the nail shop and just put their nails, to have their nails done and makeup done, and they just go home and they go to the swimming pool, they don't, you've got kids. So that mindset, it doesn't go with what you're looking for. So you have to be a man looking for somebody who understand. If you've got children or woman, look for a man who understand the mindset of dating a woman with children. So that's what we do. When I met Martin, for me, for the first time, I got to know him, and I got to know him. I got to meet his family. I got to meet some of his friends, and now it was time for him to meet my daughter. He met my daughter, and then after a few months, it was time for him to babysit. While I make up stories and say I'm going out to the cinema, while I go to my friends and have a night in with my friends, and he babysit my daughter. I didn't want him to babysit, but it was a test whether can he actually manage. And he passed the test because my daughter preferred to be babysitted by him than me, because they would just watch a little bit of TV and just buy takeaway and just have a chat. So you have to test it as well. You can't just leave somebody maybe babysitting. You have to get to know that person first. For me, it was me to get to know him, and then meet my daughter with me, hang out with me. And then when you hang out with that person, if you have children, you hang out with them, get to know them, your children get to know them. And then after the next stage, now they have to babysit. They say they want to date you. There's some times where they're going to have to stay at home with the children. So they have to babysit. And then if they pass that stage, but we don't do things testing people. We do things because we want to help them out with their character to see whether they're going to like each other with the children. And your character, it will help you connect with that person without having to say, I'm too old, I'm too this. I don't know about you, Claudia. To me, I always say that age doesn't define who we are, or the children, they don't define us. But unfortunately, this is a problem in the dating industry, where men are looking for supermodel and not women to date. It happens in the matchmaking industry as well, where you find a man who is 60 and they want you to find them a 20-year-old. For me, I don't work like that. Sometimes I refuse to help clients that are looking for supermodels, because dating and looking for a model is two different things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, so I don't, there are some matchmakers who actually, they don't take clients who are saying they're looking for love, but when they come in, they're just looking for these skinny, beautiful younger girls, and they're 70 and they're 60. I don't take you, no matter how much you offer me, or 200,000 or whatever, I don't take you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll refer you to somebody else, because that's just wrong. I don't know about you, Claudia.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. It's good to have integrity. Integrity, I think this is the right word here. And again, as well, be authentic. This is as well, like what you said, one very important thing, be authentic, know who you are. Because as well, if we try to pretend we are someone who we are not, it is just going to come out down the line, and we can't be pretending for ever. It is exhausting as well, and the person will eventually find out, and they won't like it because they feel like, okay, being cheated on, you know, and it's just not fair and not really real. So just be real and be authentic. Yeah, that's like one main thing.
Yeah, it's good to be authentic. And what else? And work on your confidence.
Well, and just have fun. Just have fun.
And also, yeah, the fun part. Yeah, you know, the fun part, like sometimes I've had women, they say that when they go out, if they don't like the eyes of a man, they don't date them, or sometimes they look at their hands. When you talk to them, they're like describing the hands. I'm like, this does not make sense to me. You mean if I like clients, I have to look at their hands? So just go and have fun.
Yeah, and be open as well, you know, because as well with my partner on date 3, I only started to actually see him for who he was and to open up a bit more. And you know, just like it took me 3 days. And today we are together, and it's just 2 years down the line, and it didn't happen just bang, you know, it's just, no, yeah, just be open, yeah, and enjoy the process.
Just have fun. And also the person that you meet, they want to meet the real you.
Yeah.
You don't need to make up some stories. So they want to meet the real you. So what you need to do is go with an attitude of take me as I am and just laugh, have fun.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying you have to practice to communicate if you are single. Because if you are somebody who does not communicate, when you go out, that's going to be a struggle as well. So you have to communicate, avoid talking about yourself as well too much. Ask questions about the other person, because the reason why we go on dates, we already know about ourselves. So we need to know more about the other person. You can talk about yourself if the person asks you. So show interest of wanting to know this person. Don't talk too much about work is boring sometimes, and don't talk about maintenance. Sometimes you have these people that they go on dates, they will tell you how much their husband pay for the maintenance, who does what, when they babysit the children.
You're not complaining. Who wants to hear this?
Yeah.
Moaning and whining. No.
Yeah. So don't talk about that. Don't talk about if somebody asks you, why are you single? I've not met the right person. That's it. Don't say, you know what, my ex was nasty and that's why we are not together. That is a sign of wounds that have not been, they're not healed. So if somebody asks you, no matter how painful your past relationship was, just say, I've not find the right person. That's why I'm here. And later on, if there's a story that you need to talk about, then you can talk about that story. But in that first date, I don't think they want to hear how much your ex hurt you. So they just want to get to know you. And also, if you are somebody who is wealthy, don't buy a $500 or £500 bottle of wine. It puts women off. If you are a man, please don't do that. Just try to keep it on the low, on the normality. Let this person, cause there's a difference between showing off and you want somebody to fall in love for you. Even if you're a billionaire or a millionaire, when you go out, obviously, if you're a billionaire, you're going to go to the places where beautiful places, or if you are a millionaire, but try not to use money to get a woman. That one, we don't do it. We want people to like us for us. We want people to fall in love with us, not what we have. So don't show off too much, because if you show off too much, if you meet a woman like me, you can keep your money. I am interested. I'm interested to get to know you. And once I get to know you, I'm interested to connect with you, to get to know your world. So those are sometimes that some things that they put women off, or sometimes that you can actually show off. And if the woman doesn't like you, they will start liking you because you have the money. So make sure that you let women get to know, meet the real you. And then money comes with it. Then you can tell them later, if you are a millionaire, they can find out later. But from the beginning, I always say to my clients, because when you meet, like I'm a matchmaker for men, sometimes you meet girls that say, I don't mind even if it's an old man, as long as got the dosh, the money. I don't mind, I use his money, and then he will die soon with the stress and depression. So I'm like, seriously, I don't take those girls by those kind of women, by the way, but women and men out there, those who have the money, make sure that when you meet a woman or when you meet a man, they get to know you, not the like showing off to say she's gonna like me because of what I'm wearing or because of the car that I'm driving. No, it doesn't work like that. And that is a temporal relationship. We want a long-term relationship where a woman meets you for you, where they're gonna have to decide, if this guy was to kiss me right now, will I be able to kiss them, or not just to pretend to wanting to kiss you because of your car that you are driving. So we don't do that, Claudia. Any words of encouragement? Is 19 minutes past 2.
No, it's just like, yeah, if you feel like you really want it and you want to go for it, I mean, we've shared some ideas, just like go out, have fun, be yourself, and what are you waiting for? Yeah.
And also, once you find that person, we've spoken about how to actually connect with the real you, the person. And then once you connect with the real you, with that person, then it's a journey towards love. You can't fake it. It's got to be real. This person has to meet the real you. If the things that you like, just let them love you for you. Go shopping with them. Do things that just fun. Fun nowadays is something that is missing. Just have fun with the person that you get to know. And once you connect with that person, it doesn't have to stop. That you have to keep it going. You have to still create a time for each other. And once that person, the other problem that I get is the man now will say to the woman, I like to get to know you. They get exclusive. The woman gets exclusive with the man. And then one of them now started having questions. Do you think am I good enough for this person? So if somebody selects you, enjoy the ride.
Exactly.
Yeah. So all I can say, enjoy the ride. Where it takes you, don't have to worry about it. Do they like me or whatsoever? No, you don't have to worry about that. And if you meet somebody with the matchmaking, if you meet somebody through a matchmaker, you don't have to worry about them not returning phone calls and stuff, because there are some people who date or they worry about, is he gonna return my calls? Or sometimes maybe the guy is just busy. So you don't have to do that. But with the matchmaking, is everything is all about penalizing. If you pay 10 grand and you become a player, then your membership gets terminated. So you lose your money, because we don't play games. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of going to a dating app and going to a matchmaker. Matchmaker, everything. When a man says to a woman or a woman, we're going exclusive, it means that the membership gets on hold, put on hold. So until you guys get to know each other, and once you get along, then you say, can you remove us on your books? And that's it. And even on dating apps, you could do the same, that you like tell each other, can we remove our profile? You remember, if you meet on a dating app and you like each other, you want to get to know each other, tell each other to remove yourselves on a dating profile, because there's no need for you to be there. So enjoy the ride. So we are here at Nkosi Talk Shows, guys, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. And if you are looking for love, you can go to the website www.hseia.com, Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, and send your profile and attach 2 pictures. If you are a man, the joining is 2 ways. You can do this joining, or you can call me and then I'll do the application for you. I'll tell you all about the agency. I do the application for you, a man, and then I have to come to your own home. For women, I don't meet them unless I have a match for them. I meet them when I have a match. But for women, the first time I meet them on Zoom, and then once I have a date for them, that's when we meet them. For men, it's different. We have to come to your own home because you are the king of the house. So we have to come to your own home. When we come to your own home, it's where you feel comfortable. A home is where you feel comfortable, you feel safe. So it means that we're going to get to meet your personality. We're going to get to know you, the real you. Once we get to know the real you and you want to join the agency, and then once you join the agency, you do the payment, and then you get to go on a date with one of the coaches. When we take you on a date, we go out on a date with you. We have to coach you before you go out on dates. So while we look for the bad habits that you have. So when you go to that mini date with one of the coaches, you just have to be yourself. So we want to see the real you and how we can help you moving forward, how you communicate with us. Sometimes it's me. If you request to go out on a mini date with me, it's fine as well. So I'll go out on a mini date. My job is there to help you. I'm not going to correct you straight away. I'll give you the feedback later. And then once I give you feedback, then we allocate you the coach who can coach you, get you ready to go on a date. And then you start dating after the coaching. Everything it comes as a package. But if you don't want the package of dating, you just want the package of coaching, find your own voice, lead from within. That is separate. And we have boot camp as well. If you want to join a boot camp, and I'm not going to say how much it costs. You have to go on the website. I don't think the prices are there. You have to inquire as well. So we do the boot camp as well, where we go away and the game begins. And the game begins where you create your character, your identity, so that you become the real you. And a man has to be a man. A man is a leader. So when a man is a leader, it means you don't abuse your woman. You treat your woman like a queen. And your woman is a mentor. She treats you like a king. So those are the things that Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agents we encourage. Or if you don't have confidence, you can actually book one of the wingman or wingwoman to go out on a date to help you with confidence for a night. It's not expensive. You can afford it. And what else do we offer? If you want to book Nkosi Talk Shows or Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency team to spend the day with you, maybe let's say 6 people, 6 coaches, you want to like use their brain, how they become who they want to become. So you have that option. So if you just want to book time to spend time with Nomsa, you have that option. You don't just spend time for a chit chat. So they got to be something that you want to spend. Why do you want to spend time with me? Is there any part of your life that you feel is not fulfilled? So if that part you feel there's part of me that I feel I don't have a voice, that's when Nomsa comes in. I spend the day with you, and you get to use my character. You get to use my character, creating your own character. And I get to show you how you can find your own voice, or we can simply spend the day or go to a sports, or you just want a friend to hang out, or maybe you're confident and you're confident you just want to spend time with Nomsa. The package is there as well. You can book me, or you want to spend time going away with Nomsa, that time is there. So whatever you need, but all these packages, when you spend time with the coaches, when you spend time with me, you don't get intimacy. It's forbidden. We don't do all those kind of things. It's all about coaching, all about helping you become the person that you want to become. For me to become who I am today, there were two men that were involved. My dad, my both daddies, my stepdad and my dad. So they helped me to become who I am today. And then I had to create my own character. So I don't fear anything. If I want to go out or if I want to do anything, I just do it because I know that nobody can do it. Only me, I can get on with things and do it. So live with grace, everyone, and God bless.